Welcome to Gaming Rarities. I'm Dan. Thank you for clicking and for watching. I hope you're all doing okay. Today is a very exciting day. It is episode 1 of a brand new series on the channel, a series I am calling the CEX Rarities Review. So if you watched last week's video, you saw at the end that I mentioned that I've been to a few CEXs recently. I picked up a lot of things. I've been to a few more since, and it's kind of given me an idea of something I can do in regards to kind of a review of CEXs. So what the plan is to go to 2 CEX stores every episode of this, and I'm going to rate them on various factors. I'm going to give them a mark out of 10 overall. Now, a small disclaimer about this, I don't profess to be an expert in the realm of retail. I did briefly work in retail when I was younger, and I know that it can be extremely difficult and people suck a lot of the time when you're in that kind of environment. I get it, and I'm not going to be knocking anybody. I'm not going to be giving real negative reviews or anything like that. I'm going to rank the CEXs I go to on a few different factors. If there is, an unnecessarily rude member of staff, for example, it will obviously knock the points down. But, we can always revisit another day if that was the case. I know people have bad days, things like that. As I said, I'm no expert on, on the matter. I just think that with all the CEXs I go to, I think I can gauge which ones are better than others. And when it comes to the kind of inner workings of CEX, I do know more than my fair share. I've been using the company for best part of 10 years really, so I do know a lot of ins and outs that a lot of people might not necessarily know, so we'll use that as well. But we're going to rank it on these next factors. So the first thing we're going to rank them on is messiness and cleanliness. So if the store is dirty or stinks or there's games just thrown everywhere, that type of thing, that will lose points. Next thing that's going to be ranked is the location and the parking. So if it's easy to get to or it's difficult to walk to or things like that, if it's easy to park next to it. Next things kind of go hand in hand. It's going to be errors, like if you look at a game and there's an error on it or something off about how a game's been listed, or if the staff members have made a mistake, or if they've just been generally rude or incompetent in some way, that will lose points. And the last thing that's going to be ranked is the whole aura of the store, which you can't really describe. Just the kind of general feel of the store, overall kind of feel of everything altogether. And then we're going to give it an overall score out of 10. Things we're not going to be ranking. So we're not going to rate it on the size of the store, because I don't think that should be what defines a store. We're also not going to rate it on the stock of the store, because realistically they don't have any decisions on what's brought into them. So you can't rank them on that. And you also can't rank them on the things I actually picked up on the day, because again, similar thing, if they haven't got anything good, they haven't got anything good. It's just one of those things. Can't be helped by them. It's not their fault. So it won't be ranked. So I think that's all the terms and conditions covered. I'm not going to go through that on every episode. We'll just rank them next time. I just want to give a general overview. I don't want to annoy anybody, but feel free, if you're from one of these places that I rate and I've given it an overly low or high review, let me know in the comments. We'll talk it out. But I'm just going on my one experience in the store on that day when I went in. So up first is Shrewsbury. I went to Shrewsbury a couple of weeks ago now. Really, really lovely place. But let's have a look at the CEX. So here we go, CEX in Shrewsbury. Now when I show the footage of these CEXs, I'll always show the outer window if there is any games in there. And I'll always try and start with the retro glass cabinet if they have one. Not all CEXs have one, I've noticed, but if they have, that'll be one of the first things we see. In here we're seeing some Game Boy games. Nothing too spectacular. I've never seen that Devilish before on the Game Gear. Now, if I ever see any boxed games that are the regular price, I'll make sure to pick them up. Then we have a few big hitters on the Xbox 360. Now, the first thing I found on the shelves was this Mafia 2 on the Xbox 360 with the slipcase in excellent condition. Then in the Xbox One section, I found this double pack that you don't see too often. Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania. Pretty cool double pack to see, kind of a thick double pack that I like with the cardboard sleeve. So another couple of Sonic Manias with the sleeve there. Into the PS5 section, found this steelbook on the shelf, Gotham Knights. Not too expensive, but a pretty common steelbook, I think. And then into PS4 land, found a couple of Call of Duty steelbooks on the shelf. Different editions of Modern Warfares, but still nice to see some steelbook action on the shelves. And then we found this kind of collector's edition of The Evil Within. Nice thick box there. Over into some more PS4 action. The Hitman steelbook that you see in absolutely every CEX ever. But this one I don't see very often. This steelbook was really, really nice. So Shrewsbury was a beautiful part of the country. I really enjoyed the area. I thought every part I went through, in and out, when I drove through, looked perfect. City or town centre looked really, really clean, really nice, really lovely area, nice people. The CEX store was okay. I mean, I went in other shops there and I got a better vibe from them. But the CEX was okay. We can talk about the pickups first and then we'll go and rate it. So I picked up 3 things from the Shrewsbury store. First thing I got was Mafia 2 for £4. You will have seen it on the footage. Lovely slip cover. I'll show you some overlay now. Really excellent condition all round. And this sleeve, I have seen it before, but it's really nice and embossed. And for the normal price of £4, had to be picked up. Next up, a steelbook for the normal price. This was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 one on the PlayStation 4. Excellent condition, this steelbook, no dings, no marks. You see in the overlay, it has the 18 sticker, so that's good for the ratings on this CEX, because that's what they should be doing in theory on a steelbook. Really happy with that one. Normal price of just £6. And still £6 was this limited edition, The Evil Within, for the PS4. Big box, includes other things. I'll show you what's inside now, but this should be including a 3D lenticular art card and Sebastian's diary featuring imagery from the game. All that for the normal price, so really happy with that. So they were my only pickups from Shrewsbury. A pretty good store, no real issues, didn't spot anything that would cause any problems. The staff that dealt with me was very pleasant, got everything and did what they're supposed to do. Messy cleanliness was not an issue. Everything seemed to be in its place, no real problems in that department. Location wise, it's in the middle of a city centre, so you have to park somewhere. I mean, I parked about, I don't know, 100 yards away, 200 yards away and walked. It was on a Sunday, I had to pay. Parking was pretty expensive, but can't really knock the store for the price of that. Yeah, overall, I'm going to give the Shrewsbury store an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty solid store. City centre stores are always should always be okay. Positive aura. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Shrewsbury. The second store that we visit today is Rugby. Now, Rugby, I was going past, it was pretty heavy traffic wise. Parking wise, I parked in an Asda just behind the store. It was a 2 or 3 minute walk around to the store from the Asda car park. Yeah, this one was interesting. In a shopping centre. It was real interesting store. One of my, not giving scores away early, but it was honestly one of my personal favourite stores I think I've ever been to. It was definitely up there. So let's look at the footage. So as I said, in a shopping centre, walking up to it now, as the car park round the corner for easy access. A couple of cool board games here, Doom board game, some other ones there. Then we saw this boxed SingStar microphones and this lovely Final Fantasy steelbook. Into the glass counter with the expensive stuff, the Need for Speed, Harry Potter. But this Championship Manager for the PC, £30. I couldn't believe when I saw that. I mean, I feel like I've seen that lots of times, but never knew of the price of that one. And then behind the counter, they also had lots of big hitters, as you can see. But this is where it got interesting, because this store had 0 steelbooks or anything on the shelf. But when I went to behind the counter, I could see them all behind the counter. Now, if you didn't go and ask or look behind the counter, you would have had 0 knowledge that those steelbooks were there. But that worked in my favor, because I ended up picking up so many. I think I picked 11 different things up from this store. Pretty much all of the things I bought were the steelbook or the special edition for the regular price. I think there's 1 or 2 that I paid a steelbook price for, but yeah, loads and loads. I'm just going to show you the footage now that I picked up in the store, and then we'll go through all the ones I picked up. But you're going to see all the steelbooks that they showed me, and we're going to go through them afterwards. But I will say beforehand, the two members of staff in there that served me, there was a guy and a lady, and they both were just pulling all the steelbooks out and letting me look at them all, just every single one off the shelves, and letting me decide which one I wanted. Super, super helpful. Very grateful to them. But here's the footage anyway.
We can't trust people, unfortunately. Is it just 360? Is there anything?
No, anything, mate. Anything. If the steelbooks are there, I'll definitely have a look.
So all of that you saw, I'm just going to whiz through the games I picked up quickly, and I'll try and remember the price. If I can't remember the price, I'll put it up what I paid for it, or just show the receipt at the end. I've got the receipt still. So up first, Narnia, Xbox 360, not the best shape, £2, obviously picking it up. Forza Motorsport 4, the limited collector's edition, just £4, just so you can see. Steelbook inside in excellent condition. Colin McRae Dirt on the PlayStation 3. This is one I did actually pay the tin edition price for. This was £6. Resident Evil 5 Steelbook on the PlayStation 3, just £2.50. Never leaving something like that behind for that price. Batman Arkham Origins, again on the PlayStation 3. This one was £6. Batman Arkham City on the PlayStation 3. This one didn't have a price on, but I'll put it up, and it is the Penguin version. Lots of different versions of this. I have a lot of them somewhere. I'll try and dig them out, see if we've got the full set. I think this was £12, but I'll put the price up before I was wrong. This is the Challenge Accepted edition of Hot Wheels Unleashed, but for the regular game price. Has the little Hot Wheels car in there. Very cool little special edition for the normal price. Gears of War 4 Steelbook on the Xbox One. Again, I know this was a normal price, but I'll put the price up on there now so you can see what I paid for it. Again, normal price. This is the Elder Scrolls Online for the Xbox. I've never seen this Steelbook before, so I definitely picked this one up. Was never leaving it behind anyway for that price, whatever it was. I'll put it on the screen. Lost Planet. Lost Planet on the Xbox 360. Again, I think this was £1.50. I'll put the price up. But yeah, regular price. Not the best condition, but never leaving a Steelbook behind for that price. And the final pickup from probably my favourite CEX in the country, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's got a Steelbook in there. It was the regular price. I'll put it on the screen. And it's also got an Artbook in there as well. Unbelievable haul. So cheap. So that whole bundle of games cost me £42.50 on a voucher, which I had. That's like £4 a game on average. Unbelievable for everything I picked up. All the Steelbooks, incredible. Staff were incredible. Store was clean. Lovely place. I mean, the shopping centre that it was in was completely empty, and so was the store, to be fair, when I went in there, which, you know, sign of the times, unfortunately. But the shop itself was pretty much perfect, and for that reason, I'm giving CEX in Rugby a 10 out of 10. So that was the CEX Rarities review, episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Up next, we're going to have 4 more stores I've been to since I filmed these. I've got the footage from 4 more stores. So another 2 episodes. I'm not going to give any orders because I don't know which ones I'm going to pair with which, but I've been to a couple more since, and I plan to go to a few more as well. So hopefully this will be a regular thing. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you disagree with the scores. Let me know if you've been to these stores and had good or bad experiences. Next week, however, on this channel, I have got this. I have got this massive box that just arrived yesterday from Australia. It contains some extremely rare PlayStation 2 cardboard. I know you're going to be here for it. I can't wait to open it. Say subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.